Hi everyone, welcome to the second episode of Real Talk with the Student Traveller. Thank you for joining me on this particular episode. I had originally planned to release the second episode about a week ago, so a week after I released the first video. But some of you may know this, I was actually filming the first video during kind of a peak of my mania during my bipolar disorder cycle recently. So the past week or so I've been struggling with the depressive episode or depressive part of the cycle. But I'm really very glad to be able to video this today. So I thought really long and hard about how I really wanted to progress with the series, and I realized that it is important to really start with the fundamentals and the foundation of what mental health really is, so that when we actually talk about other issues in a bit more depth, we have the sensitivity and the understanding about what we're really talking about. Now, do you know that according to the World Health Organization, depression is the world's leading cause of ill health and disability worldwide? More than 300 million people have been diagnosed with depression. About a similar number have been diagnosed with anxiety, and most of them are co-diagnosis, so that means many people have depression and anxiety at the same time. Now, in Singapore, according to the Singapore Mental Health Survey back in 2010, the top 3 mental health disorders, the number 1 is a major depressive disorder, the second one is alcohol abuse, and the third one is obsessive compulsive disorder. Some of you may know this. I actually studied psychology back in NUS. Psychology was my minor, and 2 of my favorite psychology modules was actually educational psychology as well as abnormal psychology. So I took out my old textbook, it still has some of my notes in it when I was studying about all the psychological disorders and things like that. And I must say that the fact that I was educated about it, I knew what mental health issues was, I knew what the disorders was, I was able to be a lot kinder to myself when I struggle with my own mental health issues, and I'm able to better understand and facilitate my own healing as well as recovery. So I think that would be a very good place to start. One of the things I'm very grateful about my education in psychology is the understanding that mental health issues are caused by a variety of factors. It's caused by biological factors, it's caused by psychosocial factors, it's caused by surroundings, it's caused by a lack of vitamins, it's caused by a lot of things. And that appreciation and that awareness is very important to me because, you know, I personally have been told that my mental health issues have been caused by weak faith, it's been caused by, you know, being disturbed by spirits, you know, kena kacau, you know, it's because, you know, I am weak generally. And, you know, it's important to understand that, you know, the issues that you face could be an issue of a chemical imbalance in your body, it could be a reaction to trauma or stresses or major life events, it could be a reaction to a very bad diet. You know, it has to have an understanding that these are valid issues that requires help. So I realized that I created a bit of a scare back on Instagram when I posted an Instagram story about peeling off cuticles, that peeling off cuticles is a sign of anxiety. And I received suddenly like a lot of texts of people suddenly saying that, oh my god, I do that as well, you know, I've done it since I was a kid, no, does that mean I have anxiety disorder and things like that. And I had to clear it up because, you know, it is a common misconception that, you know, depression, anxiety and all these things are something completely alien and that wouldn't happen to anybody, and it's once it happens to you, it is a disorder, which is not true. It is not true at all. Things like panic, like anxiety are all actually very common and very healthy reactions to have in life. It only becomes really a disorder when it greatly debilitates one's ability to function on a day-to-day basis. So for example, it is very common to feel anxiety like before a stressful situation, for example, before a job interview, before an exam, you know, before you meet your future mother-in-law, before you go to a date. You know, it's normal to feel anxious or panic. For example, if you think that you're going to be hit by a car, you have to have panic. So when the issue happens, when there are no triggers, when there are no stresses around, for example, if you really have an intense anxiety disorder, it could be a disability to even leave the house. I've had people who have anxiety, who have such terrible anxiety that they can't even leave the house on their own because they fear so many things when there is no actual threat or actual stressor that's in front of them. So it becomes a disorder. So I hope that clears a bit about the misunderstandings and the misconceptions about mental health, and it establishes a firm foundation for us to kind of really understand mental health issues moving forward as well. So thank you for joining me, and join me again the next time. Bye!